Well, I'm Kevin Bergstresser, and this is my daughter Amy. And we built together the abandoned city park. And the idea behind it, it's part of a bigger build with our lug that we do in the Abbotsford, Chilliwack, BC area. And it's part of a post-apocalyptic kind of abandoned city environment. And so we put together the Ferris wheel and the carousel sets, and we kind of destroyed them, so to speak, and then combined it in with a park that's been abandoned for probably 2-3 years. And there's like a picnic area there with a barbecue pit and some broken bottles and stuff. And then there's old fountain that's destroyed and park building and old garden area. There's still some roses blooming. And the Ferris wheel did have a fire, but it managed to still be there. And and the crows are kind of taking over the park. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. We built it together, and we did it over about a period of about kind of 4 weeks, Amy?
Yeah, it was like 2 weekends and then like a half maybe sort of thing. Yeah.
So talk about kind of the techniques you had to use to get the existing kits to kind of look old, torn down, and decrepit like this.
Well, for the carousel, what I did was I built it all, and then I just sort of like ripped off pieces here and there. Mm-hmm. And then for like the Ferris wheel, my dad and me, he would mix in gray and black pieces where like to replace them with some of the bright colored, so it didn't look all new and everything. Mm-hmm. And so sort of different techniques for each one, really. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love how you kind of kept, obviously a lot of it's torn down, but there's kind of spots of color here and there, like with the pink there and the flowers and everything. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was actually her idea. I wanted to kind of gray over the carousel parts, but she wanted to keep the color, and I think it looks great. Mm-hmm. Honestly.
Yeah, because I didn't want it to all look like a fire had happened through all of it, because I didn't think some of the wood or stuff would turn like gray right away over time. I thought it might stay. So I wanted just a little pop of color in it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you bring it to a show like this, does it break down into sections to move it around, or is it all one piece?
Yeah, there's different base plates. I'd say maybe about 6 or 8 maybe base plates.
So there was 6 full ones, and then we had a whole bunch of 8x16s that pieced together on this side. And then we just fit it so that the Ferris wheel and the carousel kind of slipped in the middle of them, and then we just kind of built it right over with the plates, like the sand and the brown plates. So yeah, and all the foliage. Can never have too much foliage, right?
Exactly
So
right.
yeah, we still have some left. So because we're working on a future park as well that'll kind of mirror this. So but it'll be intact. Okay. So yeah. Yeah.
Was this the first time you guys had tried to build in kind of the torn down genre, kind of the decrepit look like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was one of my actually first mocks actually, because I had never I usually would just do it with the instructions usually. So it was definitely out of my comfort zone to make it for my first one destroyed and everything, because I was definitely not used to that at all. So yeah, it was our first sort of post-apocalyptic sort of idea. Mm-hmm. We had never thought of that before. So yeah.
Yeah, for me it was the first time I built something kind of run down. So I've built lots of other things before, but this is the first time it was run down. It was actually quite a bit harder. So I mean, the Ferris wheel, I tell you, that took me a long time. I figured it'd only take me about 4 or 5 hours, and I mean I was on that thing for probably about 12 hours total. And she was even helping me in amongst that. So yeah, it was a long time, but a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a blast, and then we did we did all the foliage when we got here. We had some of it already ready to go, but we added it on arrival yesterday. So yeah.
Well, I think it turned out really great, and I appreciate both of you talking to me about the build. So thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.